Hello everyone, I'm Lucy and this is Abby and we are your student leaders at the Students' Union and we're here to talk to you a little bit today about the Students' Union.
Perfect. So we are basically going to go over all of the things that we can offer for you. But just in case you have any questions, you can comment them down below if you're watching on Facebook. And you can also go to slido.com and use the code 28372 to ask us any questions, and we'll do everything that we can to make sure we can answer them for you. So an important question, what is an SU? So we are basically independent from the university. So the university focuses on all of your academic experience, and the student union focuses on all of those other opportunities that you can get involved in whilst you're at uni. So Lincoln Student Union is led by elected officers, and we are elected by students for the students. So in February every year, there is an elections process on campus. It normally lasts about a week. You'll see loads of posters going up and everyone wearing their election outfits and things like that to make sure they get elected. And that is basically elections week. And then we run and then we represent students for a year. So I'll just introduce who we have. So we have Lucy, who is our Wellbeing and Community. We have Amina, who is our Vice President International. We have Georgia, who is our Vice President Education, and she is also our lead officer for the year. Myself, Abby, so I am the Vice President of Activities, and Bailey, who is our Campaigns and Environment SAB. So we are basically here to make sure that your experience in Lincoln is the best that it can be, listen to students and make sure that we take action so that we can do everything for you, basically. So yeah, that is a student union. And now I will hand over to Lucy, who's going to talk all about representation.
Yep, so a massive part of what we do as a students' union is representing our students, and we represent you on anything you could think of pretty much. So we represent you in your academic life. Georgia has a team of reps who are both school and college reps, and you can feed back to them at any point about your course. And they work with Georgia and the university to ensure you have the best academic experience possible. We have the Campaigns Network, which is run by Bailey, and that is where all of our liberation officers sit. So our BAME officer, our LGBT officer, our environmental officer, our women's officer, and our disabilities officer all sit there, and they are there as activists. They've got some really great things planned this year, a mixture of events to raise awareness, but also some really good activism as well. And they are there to represent you. We also have the Wellbeing Network, which is my network. It's brand new and it's really exciting. So it has 3 lead wellbeing champions in mental, sexual, and physical health. They are slightly different. They are not elected into their role. They interview, and they are all fantastic. I'm really excited to see what they'll do this year. And our community officer also sits on this network, and they are there to ensure that students feel supported in their wellbeing and they can signpost to the relevant services, make sure that you're feeling okay and help you get the correct support, but also help with campaigns and get student feedback. We have the International Students Association, which is led by Amina, and this is where everyone who is an international student is automatically enrolled, but everyone who is a home student can enroll as well. And it's there to make sure international students feel supported, because obviously it's a very difficult and new time for them, and also to ensure that we can experience different cultures and really integrate as a university. With the Postgraduate Students Association, a lot of things an SU does is more targeted towards our undergrads, but we know postgrads are just as important. So we have the Postgraduate Students Association to ensure that they feel supported. And not only do we represent in these areas, we represent all of your interests. So if there's ever anything else, don't be afraid to get in touch with us. So as Abby said, we are independent to the university, and that means that we can offer free, independent and impartial advice. Now, the advice centre we have is amazing. They are really supportive and they offer advice on 4 main areas. That is academic. So if you need something like extenuating circumstances or an extension for whatever reason, they can help you with that process and make sure you feel supported through it. Finance, if you fall under financial hardship, which we don't want any student to experience, but it does happen occasionally, they can help you access the hardship fund and the correct support, and they can also offer food bank parcels. Housing. So this is really exciting. It fits in with our brand new housing accreditation scheme. And we can offer you advice on all aspects of housing, whether it's having someone to help read through your contract or having someone help you get your deposit back at the end. They are there every step of the way. And finally, welfare. We understand how important student welfare is to the full university experience. And our advice centre can help you reach the correct support, whether it's an external party or the advice centre on campus.
Perfect. So now I'm just going to talk a little bit about all of our sports societies and academic societies. So we have over 150 for you to choose from, which is great. So there are plenty of things for you to get involved in while you're at university. So just to name a couple of these opportunities that we have in terms of sports teams, we have hockey, we have netball, we have lacrosse, we have canoe and kayak, cheerleading, pole fitness, loads, genuinely just a massive range across the board. In terms of societies, we also have book club, British Sign Language, we have tabletop, we have Harry Potter, loads of societies again. So all really based on those interests and things that you might want to meet people who are like-minded, the same as you. And then we also have academic societies. So pretty much all of our courses have an academic society, which is great. So this ranges from law to maths and physics, all the way to our newly founded MedSoc, which is great. So loads of different ways that you can kind of get involved with all of these things. So in terms of sports, you can play competitively. We have a books, we enter into the books league, which basically means that you can play and represent your sport against other universities. This has been postponed until January due to the current circumstances, but we do hope and are very excited for this to continue in January. We also have social sport opportunities. So if you're not interested in competitive play, you can come along and get a badminton racket and play with your friends if that's what you're interested in. And then in terms of societies and academic societies, they, especially this year, will be really, really important to your student experience and meeting other people outside of your course and your accommodation. They'll be doing a mixture of online events and things in person, just like external speakers or study sessions, quizzes, and that sort of thing. So there are plenty of things that you can get involved in. And then we have other opportunities. So alongside our all of our activities and the Campaigns Network and the Wellbeing Network and the ISA. We also have other opportunities that you can get involved in. So we have the Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award. And basically, if you started your DV at college, you can complete that Lincoln University. We are one of very few universities in the UK that does offer the Gold Award. So if you are interested, please do get in touch and we can help you with that. We also have loads of volunteering opportunities in the community, but also on campus and online. So again, if you are interested, you can find out about all of those volunteering opportunities on the Lincoln SU website. And also, obviously, the University of Lincoln has plenty of volunteering opportunities as well in terms of being a student ambassador, for example, and that can be all sought through at the Careers and Employability Centre. We also offer work experience, which very much lies with volunteering and student staff. So our venues, which Lucy will go over in a minute, will basically have opportunities for students to work in our bars and also on our reception. So this is genuinely a fantastic opportunity for students to get involved in if they are looking at earning a bit of money while they're at university. We also have the Pen Pal scheme. So this is a really fantastic scheme where international students can get in touch with a home student and find out all about Lincoln and really the UK before they turn up to Lincoln as an international student. So that's really, really good. I'm personally very excited because I have been now talking to my pen pal for I think 2 or 3 weeks, and genuinely I've never met her. I'm very, very excited to meet them when they come onto campus, and I will definitely be meeting them for a coffee. And then the skills log. So this is something that ties all of these opportunities together. You can find out again about the skills log on the Lincoln SU website. But basically, you can say, oh, I was a committee member for 50 hours this year. I did volunteering here for 25 hours. I was also a student staff member, for example. And this basically sets out all of the skills that you have learned being in these roles, and it creates like a CV for you, which you can then take to employers when you're ready to move on from the university. So genuinely, if we can recommend to do anything, please do utilise that skills log. So moving on to SU venues.
Thank you, Abby. Yeah, this is potentially one of the most exciting bits about the Students' Union, depending what you think is the best bit about university. We have 4 venues. We have the Engine Shed, which is our big space. It's where in normal times we hold Quack, our Wednesday club night, where we throw out rubber ducks. But this year will be a study space for students where they can get food delivered, but also in the evening hold socially distanced events. So in the upcoming weeks, we have bingo, we have quizzes, we have comedy, and we have crazy golf as well, which is exciting. The Swan is our campus pub. It's great. It's really good just for a nice chilled drink or to grab a bit of lunch or a bit of breakfast, depending on which time of day you're going and what you fancy. It's right in the middle of campus and it's got such a lovely homey feel. We have Towers, which is more of our sports bar, which is in the SU building opposite the library. So if studying gets a little bit too much, it's great because it's really close to have a break and some food. And then we have the Barge, which is my personal favourite because I worked there as a member of student staff before I graduated. And it is our cocktail bar. It's, as the name suggests, a boat, and it's on the Brayford, and it's a really unique experience. And we have another thing, which is student orders, which is very, very exciting. It's our new food delivery app, and this can be delivered to any of our venues, including the Engine Shed Study Space, halls, and anywhere within 3 miles of campus. And the food that can be delivered can be from any of our venues or the lineup menu, which is available in Towers. And the lineup menu is great because it's all halal meat, and everything on the menu can be made with meat, vegan, or vegetarian. So that's it. Thank you very much. If you want to get in contact with us at any point, you can get in contact with us on any social media through those links. If you have any questions, let us know, leave a comment or put it in the Slido, and we'll be answering them for a little bit now. And if you want to follow your student leaders, their Instagrams are ULSU and then their title. So Abby is ULSU Activities, I'm ULSU Wellbeing, and so on. And we also have Twitters, which are the same.
Perfect. So now we're going to kind of go through the questions that we've been having. So if you do have a question, please enter the room number 94119 and I will check the question.
I've had a couple come through, Abby.
Yes, please crack on.
Yeah, so I think this is one for you. We have a question from Adam, which is, how does one apply to join the archery club?
Good question. And this is the same for all sports and society. So you can join through the Lincoln SU website. So if you go into lincolnsu.com, there is a little basket symbol like you're shopping online. If you click on the basket, you can filter them by activity. So you can press on activity and then archery, and then you can press on the membership option that you want. A lot of our sports have a couple of membership options. So you could potentially do a semester A option for membership and decide whether you want to, if you like it for the year, then you can pay for another semester. You could also pay for the year if you want to, and this is the same for sports and societies, and the costs really vary depending on which one you're interested in joining, but yeah, do check them out on the SU website.
Fab. We've had another question saying, what do the locations mean? Please could you explain, for example, ATB 0107, and can you break it down? So I'll take that. ATB is the acronym of the building. So ATB is Alfred Tennyson Building, and you can find it as ATB on the map or Alfred Tennyson if you go onto the map online. 0107 is the floor and room number. So 01 means that it's on, well, 0 means it's on the ground floor, and then 107 means that that's the room number. So if you have, say, ATB 1103, that would be the 103rd room on the first floor. I hope that makes it a bit clearer for you.
I remember when I started being a student, I did not understand those numbers at all. I was like, what does it mean? I don't know where that is. And then it was probably about 3 or 4 weeks in where I was like, oh, it's the floor number. Now I know where I'm going and I'm not going to be late.
Also, I don't know if it's the same for you, Abby, but within my first and second year, a lot of the buildings changed names.
Yes. Yeah.
So I then had the problem of, I don't know what that building is. But for incoming students and new students, that won't be a problem. Buildings are not changing their names.
No, not this year.
Abby, I'm just trying to find our next one. Yeah. So if you don't have student ID cards before some of the SU events, how do they get in? Because they got an email saying that the ticket would be uploaded to their cards.
Yeah, that's a great question. So what we can do is all you need to do is remember your student ID number. So your student ID number will consist of the first 3 letters of your last name and then a digit, a number digit. So my name, I'm Abby Brown, so it'd be BRO and then A followed by a digit. If you can remember that student number or write it down in your phone somewhere, when you enter into our venues, we can enter that manually and see whether you've purchased a ticket or not. So don't worry too much if you haven't had your student card yet. I do know that a lot of accommodations or a couple of accommodation providers will be giving you your student card when you arrive, and if not, then I believe your course lead will be giving you your student cards if you haven't had them. So I know that you can arrive if you're in Courts, Signet Wharf, Viking House, 179 High Street, Gateway and Valentine Court. They will give you your student ID number at your accommodation. And then if not, you will receive your ID card from your college / school, depending on when your first in-person lecture is.
Just to add to that, if you all have your emails, you know your emails are the numbers of your student number. When you come to our venues to give us your student number for your ticket, it's really important to remember to add the first 3 letters on, otherwise we can't find you on the system.
Yes.
We have another one. What is the app for ordering food?
That is a good question, Luce. Do you want me to take that one?
You can if you want.
Yeah, so our new app is called Student Orders, and you can use this in all of our venues, so the Swan, Towers and the Engine Shed, and then when you sit down in any of our venues, you can download the app and get food delivered to your table as well as drink. And then if you are on campus or if you are within 3 miles of the Students' Union, you can also get this delivered to your home. So I want to say it's like dangerous because I live about a mile away and I think I've ordered from there like 6 times in the last 2 weeks, which is not ideal, but it's wonderful. Do order from there, it's beautiful.
I'm the same, it's fantastic. For anyone that's a current student or has watched our live streams before, I am lactose intolerant. I do go on about it far too much, but the joy of being able to put vegan cheese and having vegan mozzarella sticks, I am ordering it way too much, but it is completely worth it.
Yeah, definitely. It is so good.
It really is. Do we have any recommendations of apps to download to do with the university or the Students' Union?
Oh, okay, that's a good question.
Firstly, student orders.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to think of other orders. I just think of other things that I used when I was a student. Amazon. Also food delivery apps. You can get food deliveries and things like that, which is going to be, is important for students living in student accommodation. ASOS.
Amazon Prime is a lifesaver. You can usually read a lot of your textbooks on there as well, which is good. Especially if you want to buy them because you like making annotations in them. It's really good. Mm-hmm. Uni Days and Student Beans offer student discounts, so I would recommend those. I would also recommend some form of study app. So I have one that if I don't use my phone for half an hour or a certain amount of time that I pick, it'll grow a tree or a flower, and then you have a little garden that you can look at, or a little forest.
Oh, that's so cute.
I also have one very similar for drinking water. I am a functioning adult. I don't need these apps to survive, but they're helpful reminders. And I know as a student, you can sometimes forget to look after yourself. So I have one that I have a little plant, and every time I have a glass of water, I feed that plant that glass of water. I click a button. And when I get to a certain number of litres drunk, that plant goes into the garden as well.
Oh, that's so cute. I want to download it.
It's really good for reminding you to drink, because it'll send you updates every like half an hour or 40 minutes being like, don't forget to drink today.
Okay, I like that. I'm a fan.
You're adulting and that's fine, but you get this nice cute reward for being an adult.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Again, I'm a functioning adult, can survive without it, but do you have any recommendations for societies to join as a first year?
Oh, that is a tough question. It completely depends on what your interests are. I think because we've just got such a wide variety, it would be literally impossible for me to say you should definitely join the society. We've got some really quirky societies that have been set up over the last year. So we have our Terrible Film Society, which literally does what it says on the tin. They show you really bad films, which is wonderful. They had so many members last year. So if that is something that you're interested in, then yeah, why not? Give it a go. We also have a new society called Raising the Bar, Fitness and Wellbeing Society, and that is aimed at women who feel uncomfortable going to the gym and working out, especially in like the weight section and things like that, which I think is brilliant. Would recommend. In terms of societies that we're a part of, Lucy, I don't know if you want to talk about the sports society that you were part of last year.
Yeah, so for all 3 years that I was at university, I was a member of the Dance Society. They were fantastic, and it gave me the opportunity to compete for the university at several different competitions, which was really cool. But also, it was just a great way to meet people. And actually, on my first day, my first taster session in first year, I met Bailey, who is now our Vice President Campaigns and Environment. And it's true, like, you do keep those friends for 3 years.
Yeah, definitely. And then I joined netball in my first year, and I was part of netball for my 3 years as well. So really, just definitely join something if you can, whether it's sport and society, whether it's the campaigns network, the ISA, the wellbeing network, any of those opportunities, whether you want to be a rep. There's just so much that you can get involved in, and we want to make sure that everything you do makes you more employable for when you leave university and you're looking for a job, and you can say, yeah, I've got a degree, so have all of these other people, but look at all this other fantastic stuff I've been getting involved with as well. So yeah, definitely have a look, get involved.
And definitely look at joining your academic society.
Yes.
So a lot of courses have academic societies, and they are really good because it's loads of people on your course. You can do study sessions together. I mean, they'll probably be virtual this year, but they're still study sessions. They're people who are on your course will probably have the same questions as you, but they also do a lot of getting in guest speakers, providing different opportunities, and just really helping you further your understanding, and in a lot of ways love for your course, because you're studying that course for a reason. So it's definitely worth getting involved.
Yeah, definitely. Have you got any other questions, Luce?
When you've applied to a society, how will they get in contact with you about activities? Robin said she guesses it will be emails, but she just wanted to check.
Yeah, that's a good question. So you're right. If you are paying for membership, they on their student dashboard, which is basically a product that they have online, which gives them all of their information about who has joined and their finances and funding, etc., etc. So they will have a full list of their members, which they will definitely contact you via email. I'm absolutely certain as well, once they've met you in person and you're comfortable to do so, they'll probably add you on social media as well. I know a lot of societies and sports have a Facebook page, so maybe try and find them on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram is definitely becoming more really popular for sports and societies as well, to kind of promote what they're doing. So I would recommend, if you have joined one, trying to find them on social media, and as well, if you haven't paid but you've showed an interest, which you can do currently on the SU website. So we have our virtual fairs currently going on, and they have been live since the 1st of October. You can stroll through all of our sports and societies and our campaigns network on there from now, really, until you decide which one to join, and you can register your interest, which will then also send them a notification to tell them who's joined and who is interested, and then they'll probably again send you an email, let you know when the taster session is, and then hopefully you'll really enjoy it and you'll want to become a member.
Yep. And we just had another one asking about how to join society, so it might be good to go over that again.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. So you can join through the Lincoln SU website on the basket symbol. If you press on the basket, it looks like a shopping basket, and you can literally add your membership to your virtual basket and pay for it through the Lincoln SU website.
Yeah, and then just our final one is, do we sell gluten-free food at our venues?
Lucy, you can do this one.
Yeah, so our venues are really good. As I said, the lineup caters for vegan and vegetarian, but we do also cater to gluten-free. All our venues have a free from menu where pretty much every dietary requirement you can think of, including allergies, so like common allergies like nuts and soya, are listed, and we have menus that are specifically for intolerances and allergies.
Yeah, absolutely. Fabulous. So if we haven't got any more questions, we can say goodbye. But if you do think that you've got any questions after this Facebook Live and you think, oh, I wish I'd asked that, or I really want to find out about this, you can contact any of us on social media or via email, and you can find all of the information about things we've been talking about on the SU website. Perfect. Fabulous. Well, thank you for joining us, and we will hopefully see you soon. Bye.
Bye.